Hey, this is Chris from Airguns of Arizona, and this is another episode of Airgun Bootcamp. Today we're going to dive into some CO2 air pistols, the two different kinds, one being a pellet CO2 pistol, the other focusing on BBs. Both of these pistols are going to be fantastic for shooting in the backyard, shooting cans. Now we'll dive into which CO2 pistol is going to be better for your needs. Here we have the Sig P226 CO2 pistol. So these ones are going to use a CO2 like this. It's going to be a 12 gram CO2. Generally they get about 40 or 50 shots per CO2. That can change, but that's the general rule, is around 40 to 50 shots. There might be different ways to load this. Some of them go up in the magazine, some go in the handle right here. This particular one goes in the back of the grip. So you'll just push down here. This is going to open up. You're going to take your 12 gram CO2, go up, and then it's going to lock. Now we're going to push this close. What that's going to do is it's going to pierce that CO2 from the top, and then we'll be ready to fire. You did hear a little bit of that CO2 come out. That's normal. That's okay. Once you close it, it's going to seal off. With these CO2 pistols, once again, there's going to be a couple different variations on the magazine. This one right here is going to fall out the bottom. Okay, now this one is actually dual-sided, that way or that way. So instead of just having 8 shots, you're gonna have 16. So you'll load the pellets up right here, rotate, put another pellet in there, and you're gonna be wanting to shoot wad cutters in this. Wad cutter is the flat-topped pellets. You're not gonna be wanting to shoot the round Diabolos. It's not gonna shoot well. They're a little too heavy as well. These CO2s don't have a ton of power. Most of the feet per second is gonna be around up to 400, maybe 500 for some, but closer to 400 on most. So you're gonna wanna use a lighter pellet. You're gonna wanna use around a 7 grain, 6.5, 7.5 is okay too, but generally around 7 grain pellet wad cutter will be the best for pistols like this. Now this is a pellet CO2 gun, which most are just BBs, but something like the P226, we can shoot pellets. And the advantage to shooting pellets is that it's going to be a little bit straighter and it'll have a little bit more accuracy than those BBs, because BBs don't really have a good ballistic coefficient. They kind of just go, right? They're spinning, where a pellet is actually rifled. So we'll load this up. We'll put it in all the way. This particular CO2 BB gun does have a blowback system on it. So this will blow back just like a traditional and regular firearm. This will blow back every time you shoot. So once you cock it and lock the first time, you're going to be good to shoot. Boom, 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 boom. There is no cocking every time. One CO2 will generally give you around 40 to 50 shots, and that's for the most part. Some will get more, some will get less. So a CO2 pistol is a great option for plinking in the backyard, teaching your children how to shoot under adult supervision, of course, having a good time. This is not really going to be used for hunting that often. Now this pellet one does have a little bit of power to it. If you have a bird really close to you, you could probably get it done. But for the most part, it's for shooting cans, it's for shooting paper, it's for having a good time. What's great about CO2 pistols is you can just bring a handful of CO2s and you can go and shoot all day. So just a couple of them in your pocket, the pellets in the other pocket, and your pistol, and you're ready to go have a great day. This is an overview of the pellet gun CO2 pistol. Next, we're gonna load up the BB CO2. And here we have a Glock 19. So this one is going to be extremely similar to the Sig P226 that we just spoke about, but it's going to be shooting BBs instead of pellets. It's pretty much 2-spec to the regular Glock 19. So one of the best features about these is that it's fantastic for getting trigger time without shooting a whole bunch of 9mm, 40 or 45. You can just shoot BBs in the backyard and still get that good weight that you're looking for and trigger time. Because ammunition is going out the roof right now, this is definitely a fantastic way to keep on getting trigger time behind your pistol without going to the range. So these right here are going to use a BB system instead of pellets. So what you'll do is just like on the regular Glock, your release is going to be here. It's going to release this down. So once you do that, there's a little slide right here. You're going to slide all the way down, and there's this little hole right here. This little hole, you'll put your BBs in, they'll slide up, slide up, slide up, and then once it's full, you move this over, and then it will just compress that spring so it's against the BBs, so the BBs are going to have force against them going upward. With this one, the CO2 is going to go in the back, the same as that P226 did, but there's one little more step. So, as you can see on the bottom here, it does have an Allen key. This is a 6mm, and what this is going to do is you'll take it out a little bit. Then that gives you the ability to put your CO2 up in there. To engage this CO2, you'll take that 6mm again, and this is going to hiss. Once you hear it hiss, don't stop, keep going for another about turn. There you go. So now what we'll do is we'll put our handle back on. Once this is loaded with BBs, we'll put it back in and ready to go. So with this one, this is not a blowback action. So you'll just need to pull the trigger and go. There is no cocking, there is no anything like that. Once this CO2 is engaged and there's pellet or BBs in here, you're good to go. Fire, fire, fire. These CO2 air pistols are absolutely fantastic for backyard shooting. You know, shooting cans, you know, having fun with your family, teaching young ones how to shoot and firearm safety properly. All of those are great. It's not going to win you a competition. It's not going to be the most accurate thing in the world. These BBs, they don't fly the same. It's not rifled. So don't expect too much accuracy, but expect to be able to shoot a can. You know, when it's 15, 20 feet away from you, you'll be able to hit the can every time. Other than that, you know, you can get better with it, and you can practice, and you can probably get pretty accurate with it, but don't expect the accuracy like you would a CO2 pellet pistol or the spring gun, single stroke, or the PCP. These are really for having fun and getting trigger time behind your gun if you do have a firearm and you want to practice. Thank you for watching this episode of Airgun Bootcamp. If you have any questions, please give us a call. We'd love to field your questions and get you into the proper pistol for you. Thank you and have a great day.